all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV.
Good morning, beautiful people of Ekiti. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning from wherever you are viewing us. You're welcome to Today in the Dailies, happening live in the studio of 24 News Radio and TV. My name is Bukola Comfort Dada, and with me is
Karina Wari.
Thank you for joining us. We have the following newspaper headline. I have the Vanguard newspaper.
I have the Punch newspaper.
And I have the Nigerian Tribune.
And I have the Guardian newspaper.
Thank you for joining us. From the Vanguard newspaper, we have workers facing worst survival crisis in Nigerian history, NLC. CBN revokes licenses of ASO saving unions own. Same on the Vanguard newspaper, fire note to AGF. We arrest 10 soldiers and raid 400 terrorist sponsors. NBA, police disagree over tinted glass permit enforcement. Duke, Ogunbiyi, media titans grace Uncle Sam's art exhibition. And from the emergency rule, PDP, ADC differs with AGF over Supreme Court ruling. The cabal made Buhari lock his room against me. Aisha. For more details on those news, you can pick up the Vanguard newspaper.
And from the Punch newspaper, if you pick up the cover page of the Punch newspaper, the first headline here says, insecurity, please deploy special forces ahead of NLC protest today. Another one here says, FG recorded 30 trillion naira revenue shortfall in 2025 from Edo. FG to acquire 24 fighter jets for 1.2 billion euros. US added Nigeria to travel restriction list. Blackout looms as gas shortfall hits power stations. 154 billion naira student loans disbursed in 19 months. This is from Neil Ford. 2027 ADC state chairman locks horns over Congress. Massive armed car uncovered in Kogi. Transcorp Hotels appoint Awele Elumelu as board chairman.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, we have Dangote petition ICPC, NMDPR boss fires back. NLC to hold protests over rising insecurity today. Still on the Nigerian Tribune, NBA slams police over tainted glass permit enforcement. 2026. Senate cuts crude oil benchmark to $60 passes MTEF. Sans asks, Dino Melaye threatens to sue NAS over VAT provision. And from the health corner, AI now decodes sweats for early signs of disease. For more details on this news, you can pick up the Nigerian Tribune.
And from the Guardian newspaper, it says anxiety mistrust cloud Nigeria's tax reform promises benefits. It says downstream sector wobbles as corruption allegations escalate regulatory battle. It says Trump places Nigeria, 14 others on partial restrictions to US. Gas issues, 6 trillion naira debt cripple power generation as discuss records lower load profiles. And Lumelu to chair Transcorp Hotels board. NHRC claimants 422,942 adoptions, sexual violence, others in November. NBA kicks against tinted glass enforcement, warns against extortion. You can pick up the Guardian newspaper for more details on this news.
Right. Those are the newspaper will be revealing this morning. And the news in details. From the Vanguard newspaper, workers facing worst survivor crisis in Nigerian history, NLC. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has warned that workers in Nigeria were facing the worst survival crisis in the nation's history, driven by rising inflation, deepening insecurity, poor wages, and the collapse of social protection system. It contended that they were worse off when compared to other African workers, including war-ravaged nations such as Somalia and Sudan. NLC yesterday said the current hardship is more severe than what some Nigerians experienced during the Civil War or the era of austerity measures, stressing that financial insecurity has become the defining reality of working masses across the country. Workers facing worst survival crisis in Nigerian history, NLC. For more details on those news, you can pick up the Vanguard newspaper.
That's really insightful that we can see that instead of us getting better, we are getting worse. Imagine comparing the economy of today to that of
Somalia and Sudan.
Sudan, and even during the civil war. That shows that we are not even improving as a country. I hope something has to be done about it because it's over how many years now things should have gotten better, but instead things are going worse, things are worsening, the government are not even doing anything to help us.
May the Lord help us.
Amen. And from the Guardian newspaper, here says Trump places Nigeria, 14 others on partial travel restrictions on US. The United States has partially suspended the issuance of immigrant and non-immigrant visas to Nigeria and 14 other countries, citing concerns on radical Islamic terrorist groups such as Boko Haram and Islamic State operating freely in certain parts of the West African country. Specifically, the classes of visa affected include the B1, B2, B1 and B2, F, M, and J visas. President Donald Trump on Monday signed a proclamation expanding and strengthening entry restrictions on nationals from countries with demonstrated, persistent, and severe deficiencies in screening, vetting, and information sharing to protect the country from national security and public safety threats. Trump places Nigeria, 14 others on partial travel restrictions to US. You can pick up the Guardian newspaper for more details. This is what we are talking about. Because of the insecurity in our country, then you see that countries such as the US are now placing us on restriction. We have also been placed on restriction from Dubai, from the UAE. We can't enter there freely anymore. And now it's the same thing that's happening for us in the US. Before you know, several other countries will join and we begin to see restrictions on Nigerian visas. We really have a long way to go. I'm telling you the truth. We really have a long way to go. And if the government are not doing anything about it as soon as possible, Nigeria is in for a long run.
Right from the Vanguard newspaper, CBN revokes ASO saving union owns licenses. The Central Bank of Nigeria and CBN has revoked the operating licenses of ASO Saving and Loans PLC and Union Home Saving and Loans PLC. The Apex Bank announced the revocation in a statement issued on Tuesday in Abuja by its acting director of corporate communications, Mrs. Akama Sidi Ali. According to the CBN, the action forms part of its efforts to reposition the mortgage subsection and promote strict compliance with relevant laws and regulations. The bank explained that the decision was taken in line with the power conferred on it by Section 12 of the Bank and Other Financial Institution Acts, BHOF FRA 2020, as well as Section 3.3, Section 7.3 of the Revised Guidelines for Mortgage Banks in Nigeria. CBN revokes ASO Saving Union Homes licenses. For more details on this news, you can pick up the Vanguard newspaper.
And from the Punch newspaper, it says insecurity, please deploy special forces ahead of the NLC protest today. Ahead of today's nationwide protest by the Nigerian Labour Congress, the police has mobilized special forces and tactical teams to ensure a violence-free demonstration. State police commands, in separate interviews with the Punch on Tuesday, confirmed their readiness to tackle miscreants and political hirelings who may want to disrupt the rallies. The NLC has stated that it will not retract its planned nationwide protests, which were called in response to the escalating insecurity in the country and other labor issues. When asked if the NLC has mobilized its affiliate unions for the rallies, the spokesperson for the Congress, Benson Upa, stated, "We are going on with the protests across the country." He warned that any attempt to interfere with today's National Day of Protest and Mourning would spark a nationwide indefinite strike. Upa, in a statement on Tuesday, explained that the union had received intelligence suggesting that unscrupulous agencies and desperate political hirelings might try to infiltrate or violently disrupt the demonstrations. He added that harming even a single worker or citizen will trigger an immediate and indefinite shutdown across all sectors of the economy. Insecurity, please deploy special forces ahead of the NLC protest today. You can pick up the Punch newspaper for more details.
I think what the police did, the action they took is actually a commendable one.
Yeah.
Because some people may want to attack the peaceful protest, but with what they have done, I believe no attacks will be made.
Amen.
Kudos to the police.
Kudos to the police. I hope they go out with what they've planned. And for the NLC, that's a good one, saying that the nation is under unrest and then you are coming out to protest. Even though we've not seen any protest that's actually brought about any good result, we hope this will change the narrative and this protest will bring about a good result.
All right, from the Vanguard newspaper, Falana to AGF, rearrest 10 soldiers. Arraign 400 terror sponsor. Prominent human rights lawyer Femi Falana Sam has formally writes to the Attorney General of the Federation AGF, urging the immediate prosecution of 10 soldiers accused of killing 3 police officers in Taraba State and 400 individuals alleged to have financed terrorism in Nigeria. In a letter, Falana, writing on behalf of a group of legal practitioners, advocated for human rights and public accountability, claimed that the cases being previously sought under former AGF Abubakar. He noted that the 10 soldiers allegedly killed the police officer in August 2019 to protect a notorious kidnapper, Bala Amisu, also known as Wadume, and the charges against them were withdrawn under a controversial Noel prosecute application. Falana also drew attention to a separate case involving 400 terrorism financial, mostly currently exchange operator linked to Boko Haram. He said the suspects were arrested and investigated by the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit and the Department of State Services, but prosecutions were not initiated despite judicial strikes ending in mid-2021. Falana to AGF, re-arrested soldiers, arraigned 400 terror sponsor. You can pick up the Vanguard newspaper for more details on this news.
This one that there was no prosecution taking place, or seeing that there were lots of evidence concerning these people, does Falana not think that the AGF is trying to protect a very prominent individual in the country? So he doesn't want to prosecute these people and then now bring that person to the public and say, oh, this person actually sponsoring this insecurity or this Boko Haram. So I think they have like a plan or what to do. Yeah.
If true above the law, I think the judge and the judge and the judgment to be served accordingly. But with what is happening now, I'm not sure that some people are not above the law.
It's evident that people are not above the law. That's why these people can go away with anything and do anything they like, because they know they will not be prosecuted. It's well with us. From the Vanguard newspaper here, it says tinted glass permit enforcement, NBA, please disagree. The Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, and the Nigerian Police Force, NPF, have disagreed over fresh notice from issued by the police on Monday, hinting of its plan to resume the enforcement of the suspended tinted glass permit policy from January 2nd, 2026. While the NBA has urged President Bola Tinubu to call the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, to order, describing his action as an affront on the authority of the court, the police said at no point did any court restrain the police from enforcement of the tinted glass permit, noting that the police would implement the enforcement order until a court directs otherwise. Tinted glass permit enforcement, NBA, please disagree. You can pick up the Vanguard newspaper for more details. Now, this is about the police and the lawyers. They gave a law that there's a case in court that the police should stop stopping people from putting tinted glass. And since that case has not been settled in court, then the police now goes ahead to go on with their policy of tinted glass. And then the court is now saying this matter is in court. I don't think you should go ahead with this policy. And then the police is now saying that since people are not ready to give us a go ahead, then we are going to take actions in our own hands. It's so funny. And but I hope any law or any issue favors the people. I think we'll be going on a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is 24 News Radio and TV, today in the dailies.
Welcome to 24 News Radio and Television, your trusted companion for real-time updates, expert analysis, and compelling conversations. We bring the world closer to you with clear, credible, and concise information at every moment. With our seasoned reporters and sharp broadcasters, we dig deep to uncover the facts behind the headlines from your neighborhood to the global stage. Stay connected with 24 News Radio and Television for breaking news and current happenings across the globe. 24 News Radio and Television. The world is closer than you think.
Welcome back. This is today in the dailies, happening live in the studios of 24 News Radio TV. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying tuned. This news is coming from the Nigerian Tribune. Dangote petition ICPC over NMDPRA and this alleged corruption. Chairman of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has petitioned the ICPC The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) against the Managing Director of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) Ahmed Farouk over alleged corruptions and financial impropriety. The petition, dated December 16 and addressed to the ICPC chairman Musa Adamu Ali Hussan, called for Farouk's arrest, investigation, and prosecution for allegedly living far beyond his lawful means as a public servant. According to the petition, Dangote accused NMDPRA boss of spending more than $7 million on the education of his 4 children in different schools in Switzerland over a 6-year period, an amount he said he could not be justified by Farouk's earning in public service. Dangote petitioned ICPC over NMDPRA and these alleged corruptions. For more details on this news, you can pick up the Nigerian Tribune.
I can't wait to see how this unfolds. It's like Dangote is really ready to show evidence. This one is going all the way out.
Honestly, me, I don't understand. Dangote is not a policeman or something. I don't know why he has gone deep. He has went deep to uncover what we don't even know about this man, saying he had already spent like $7 million on his children's education in Switzerland over the past 6 years. Anyways, we'll sit back
And watch, yeah, because I think that the man was trying to stop Dangote from his fuel refinery and all of that.
So
And
as a
so
result of that,
Dangote
he
is
also-
looking, yes, he's looking for a way to get back to him, and that is leading to this. In this our work or line of work, we really have to be careful in dealings with people,
Yes.
because there are some people that will go all out just to bring you down,
Yes.
and that's the case we are seeing here. From the Vanguard newspaper here, it says emergency rule PDP ADC defer with AGF over Supreme Court ruling. Leading opposition parties, the People's Democratic Party PDP and the African Democratic Congress ADC yesterday differed with the Attorney General of the Federation and Justice Minister Prince Lateef Fagbemi San over Monday's Supreme Court judgment that the president has powers to declare emergency rule and suspend elected governors and state officials. While the AGF described the verdict as victory for democracy, the PDP and ADC countered that it could harm the nation's hard-won democracy by making state governments subservient to the federal government and turn governors into presidential appointees. Emergency rule PDP ADC defer with the AGF over Supreme Court ruling. You can pick up the Vanguard newspaper for more details.
And from the Nigerian Tribune, Tax Acts, Dino Melaye threatens to sue NAPS over VAT provisions. A legal practitioner and former senator representing Kogi West in the National Assembly, Senator Dino Melaye, has threatened to institute legal action against the National Assembly over the enactment of the Nigerian Tax Act 2025 and the Nigerian Tax Administration Act 2025, which contain provisions relating to the imposition, administration, collection, and distribution of value-added tax (VAT). In a letter dated December 15 and addressed to the clerk of the National Assembly, which was received in the clerk's office on December 16, Melaye warned that upon the expiration of 3 months pre-action notice, he will commence an action against the National Assembly before a court of competent jurisdiction. The former Kogi senator, through his solicitor, Senator Dino Melaye law firm, noted that the VAT provision in the Tax Act enacted by the National Assembly vests legislative and administrative authority over VAT in the federal government and its agency. Tax Act. Dino Melaye threatens to sue NAS over VAT provisions. For more details on this news, you can pick up the Nigerian Tribune.
And from the Punch newspaper, it says blackout looms as gas shortfall hits power station. Nigeria may celebrate the Yuletide season in darkness if the federal government takes no further step to defray the gas to power debt, as gas companies have begun cutting supplies to power plants, a development already affecting electricity generation nationwide. On Tuesday, the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company informed customers across the southeast of the situation in a statement issued by the group head, Corporate Commissions, Emeka Eze. According to EEDC, the drop in power supply availability is due to low system frequency said to have been occasioned by gas constraints affecting generation companies. The DISCO disclosed that the situation had necessitated load shedding of available energy by the Transmission Company of Nigeria. As a result, EEDC said the development had impacted energy allocation to it and reduced the daily service level to customers served by its subsidiary companies Mainpower, Transpower, First Power, New Era, and Eastland. The statement read, the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company PLC wishes to inform electricity customers across the Southeast region that the recent drop in power supply availability is due to low system frequency. Blackout looms as gas shortfall hits power stations. You can pick up the Punch newspaper for more details. We cannot afford to even lose the little light that we have, the little power that we have. So the government should fix up their issues with the gas companies so that our power supply can increase rather than decrease. We don't even have up to 20 or 24 hours power supply daily, and then you cannot even still afford to pay for the little one that we enjoy, and now they are saying there's a decrease. So what now remains? Is it 1 hour per day? Or wow.
We hope the government help us, or the IBDEC. We hope they help us.
Okay.
From the Nigerian Tribune, this is the last news coming from the Nigerian Tribune from my side, and it's from the X column. AI now decodes sweats for early sign of disease, researcher. Sweat reading AI wearables are poised to become the next breakthrough in personalized, needle-free health monitoring. They could transform preventive care by detecting early disease markers and tracking hormones, electrolytes, and glucose continuously without needle or blood drops. Published in the Journals of Pharmaceutical Analysis, researchers said that pairing sweat with artificial intelligence and advanced sensors technology could reshape how we track our health and daily physiology. AI now decodes sweat for early signs of disease, researcher. For more details on this news, you can pick up the Nigerian Tribune X column for more details.
Thank you very much. That is all we have for you today from the Today in the Dailies from 24 News Radio and TV. Thank you for always listening and staying tuned to this channel. I am Aiba Karina Wari, and
I am Bukola Comfort Dada.
We hope to see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a beautiful and wonderful day ahead.
From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, All across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day. We are news. We are 24 News Radio TV. From Abuja to Lagos, Sokoto to Port Harcourt, Enugu to Ilorin, all across Nigeria, we bring you news and information that will make your day.